Do not touch, but we can go look.
What's up, guys? This is Heis, and welcome to part 2 of the Slovenian Railway Museum Tour, where I had some faces to make over how cool some of this stuff is.
Mark, what are these things? What are those?
This is mechanical interlocking. Yeah,
Mechanical interlocking, yeah, my favorite.
everyone's favorite. That's so cool. For signal A, for signal C, and then for switch 1 and switch 2. That's super cool. I've not actually gotten to see mechanical interlocking in person. You see all the little notches in the bars? I wish it was in English. We'll have to go to London. So this is basically the setup for when you'd have a true interlocking, and this is where the term still originated, and we still use the term interlocking for many different switches and signals that are all in one place, because it used to be mechanically interlocked, which literally means that it is literally locked, and you can't change something unless everything is set up. So if you need to clear signal B, you need switch 1 and 2 in the correct position. You set them to the position, then you can actually set up signal B and say, yes, you can go. And they're interlocked such that if you don't have switch 1 or 2 in the right spot, or if you have a different signal clearing a conflicting route, you can't clear signal B. And it's all done mechanically through all those little notches and holes in the bars, which is really cool. And then these ones are chain driven. It says don't touch, and I really want to touch. These ones are chain driven to the signals that are on display outside, actually. That is so cool. That's how you interpret an artifact. But I want to play with it. Oh, and this is a early crossing gate. It's cool. Over there is the mechanical interlocking we just looked at, and then this is more digital. Well, it's still analog mechanical, but it's got more indications and a much larger, more complex setup. And it's made by Siemens.
Phrasing. You were too.
It's cool. This is my favorite room. Okay, this one's got indication. It's for a diamond crossover. So 4 switches, a diamond in the middle. And then you've got the signals controlling the entrance. And is it telegraph? Interesting. So it's an electrically modified interlocking from the station at Jesenice, the steelworks. Station master's block authorization frame, used to authorize signalmen to carry out certain limited operations. Interesting. Why would you they cut out the whole route in like bronze? That's cool.
Probably brass.
Yeah, probably brass, not bronze, yeah.
You dum-dum.
Well, those two words get confusing in the railroad world because we use the word brass all the time to describe a bearing. And almost always it's actually bronze, it's not brass. So in my head, those two words are broken because trains are dumb. Oh, so we've graduated to the 1960s, 1950s, 1960s. And this one runs to Rijeka. We were there last week. Oh, this one's got the relays opened up on display. That's cool. Anytime you look at signal stuff, it just looks confusing. Electromechanical interlocking. Demonstration apparatus with different types of levers. Yes. This is cool. It's that 10-wheeler we saw inside. And it's made of wood. And it's spinning.
Oh my gosh. Here, I'll take the picture of the wooden model of Loco. And I like his horn. Look at his whistle. I like the sword. I think more trained people should have swords. Yeah, the sword and that cute horn.
Why don't you carry a sword on the train, Mark?
because I'm not cool enough. Full dress. Imperial and Royal Austrian State Railways, end of the 19th century. Their train hats are cooler than ours.
They're quite cool.
1927 to 1941.
Wonder what happened then.
Oh, details?
I wonder what happened then.
Oh,
I wonder.
Oh.
I wonder.
we found the not so friendly spider. We don't like that.
I don't think YouTube doesn't like that.
YouTube doesn't like that.
What year's that one from, Mark?
Well, if I had to guess, this one's just entirely leather.
Looks warm.
Does. These are fun. And then they've gone for the Red Star. And then Jay-Z. Jay-Z's everywhere, man.
Well, Jugoslovenska železnica.
Yes. Oh, wow. Look at all this communications stuff. Look at this pile of relays. And phones. Vote now on your phones. And clocks. This is like, this museum has some of the best interpretation of not just the locomotives, but all the ancillary other artifacts, like having that dedicated room for uniforms, this dedicated room for communications and timekeeping devices, like...
What's this? What's this ceramic cup holder?
Oh, the ceramic cup holder?
Yeah.
That's called the telegraph. Those are called insulators.
You could put that, why don't you put that in the, that could be your members mess up. Honey, what is with the ceramic cup holder?
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you my mother.
Look at this lovely ceramic cup holder.
See, it's got a little bird.
Yes.
It's got a little bird.
Look, little bird on the ceramic
Yes, the
coffee
ceramic
cup holder.
cups. Yes, telegraph pole.
Okay.
Telegrafski drog.
There you go.
Telegrafski drog. Okay, next room. This is just the coolest speeder. A joke, we have one from the Rio Grande Southern that we operate at our museum in Colorado. The one that we have in Colorado, I joke, is a picnic bench on wheels with an engine. This is more of a bench than ours. It's got a clutch. It's got a manual gearbox. That's rad.
I think this one's
The-
very like 60s, like 50s. Like...
The track scooter. Tomos Calibri.
That's adorable.
That is fantastic.
Totally.
Why it's got hubcaps? Like, come on.
They're so shiny.
A
Shiny and chrome.
velocipede.
I also like, Mark, how they displayed these things. They actually laid rail. There's like short rail and ties. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ballast.
A mechanical rails.
Wait, a what?
Because track work didn't suck enough. Just
Oh,
just saw the rail in half here.
no.
My lord. No thanks.
Look at this. This is like a gladiator coach.
Oh yeah, it's got you row your track inspection vehicle gently down the rails because it's connected. That's the connecting rod. Those handles go.
Merrily.
It's funny.
Look, and it has things.
The pumpy thing.
Look at 1841 to 1858. They've got a time.
Oh, cool. We're gonna have to look at that. The year maps of the railways. That's cool. Track jack. Scary giant mechanical track jack. Cute little MOW cars. They're cool. In old country, we do track work with no shirt. It's hot.
Why is it got wood? Are they wedges? Weird.
Once again, really well interpreted artifacts. These have normal tie plates. What is this tie? like curvy. And these look like they're hand-hewn ties because they got the edges on them, so somebody cut these. And then they're banded together. That's funny. But these have like normal tie plates. But then when we come over here, they've got... Why does it look like the rail's upside down? Strange. That's a weird kind of rail. I don't know what it is. It's set up like an actual station office. That's cool. It's got everything. It's got the signal set up. Like they have all the artifacts, everything that would have been there. That's so neat. And then it's set up like a real station. This is a standard railway staircase. Literally. It's from the station in Ljubljana, the main station, from a signal box. So this is an actual, like, the staircase is a historic artifact.
So like the staircase is too cool to drag.
For real, it's dope. And then there's art up here. Love that they have actual train-driven interlockings. And here's the locking on the back side with all the corresponding notches and bars. So everything has to be lined up in there properly to allow one of these to throw. Then the chains run out through underneath the floor, and then they pop out over there. Dual gauge shoe gauge. That gauge is size 14. Oh, you can even see it in the pavement. They had to cut out and re-pour to the vault to redirect it. And it's all steel cables going back to chains that then run to each signal. That is just ridiculously cool. They've actually interpreted mechanical interlocking. It's dope. I just love the casual wheel lathe. Just chilling outside. That's so cool. Like we farm out and contract out all of our wheel work at our museum because we don't have one of these or a way to really drop drivers either. But even then, even if we could crane it, we couldn't turn them. These fixtures are out of control huge. I mean, obviously, for a reason. And they don't have cutting tools on them right now, but...
What's that?
Oh, it's line shaft driven. So you'd have an overhead line shaft like that up there, and that would be spun by like a stationary steam engine or a house engine or something. And then each one of those steps of the layer cake is for a different ratio, and it corresponds because the band could only be one length, right? And it would run, they would have a leather band that would run from that guy to these guys.
Okay.
And that's actually what spun the lathe.
Sure.
And each different layer, so this is the most torque, the most speed.
Right. Just like a...
And then it's inverse there, yeah. It's just based on the ratios of the sizes. And then it's geared to all hell and back, which is great. But you need torque for days when you're talking about spinning a locomotive wheel set. That's cool. Oh, and so they bolt down the dog that actually holds it in place just goes through one of the holes in the wheel. And that's how you actually spin the wheel set. That's actually pretty cool. It makes sense. That's rad. I've not really got to stare at a wheel lathe too much in person. And behold, quartering. Crank pin backwards, crank pin up. Boop. Boop. More external Stevensons.
This one looks like Thomas.
Blech.
It's got big round wheels in the back, very friendly.
It is an 060.
Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do.
There's gonna be American sponsored conductors at it. Look at those jacks. Jesus Christ. When you need to lift something really heavy. And here's where you load your visiting live steam engines. You see that? There's your ramp track. They've got such a neat little live steam setup. And what, dear God, is this? Other than flat clapped. It's another Floridsdorf. It's a Wiener locomotive. It's a Wiener locomotive.
So you know Wien is Vienna,
Oh,
right?
it's from Vienna. It's less Wiener. Mom made it less
Yeah,
fun.
Floresdorf, Wien that's Vienna.
Oh, it is a combination adhesion rack locomotive. That's actually dope. But I have to step through bees to get there.
Use your words.
Why does it have an external sight glass?
Because sometimes you just need to look at it from over there. I don't know.
Why? Okay, so.
He's pooping his pants, folks.
This was Yugoslavian railway.
Pants are being pooped.
So, just so you understand why things
Clapped out split brasses with nuts on the wedges. And then it's got oh no. No, not like this. Not like this. It's got like two engines in one. Like, it's got a weird itty bitty spindly plate frame. Like, this is only 3/4 of an inch thick. And then you've got your cog, your actual gears are there. And then more unequalized suspension. Every locomotive in Europe must ride like crap. You have slide valve piston, and then you've got two angled pistons in the middle. It's 4-cylinder rods on the outside, rack on the inside. Also, look at how tired these teeth are on the track. Those are Dunzo.
What are those for? I don't think I've ever seen those before.
Yeah, this is a rack locomotive. So
Oh, okay.
to get more traction, they've got cogs in the middle. And so they run the second engine on this locomotive to interact with the cog teeth instead, so they can go up a super steep hill.
Like a roller coaster.
Yeah, like a roller coaster. You run out of friction availability the more steep you go up.
Makes sense.
And so it climbs itself up.
I was gonna make a dumb joke about like a rack engine being something the Spanish Inquisition used to like
Yes.
stretch someone out or something.
Well, yeah, something like that. Torture devices. But yeah, they keep it oiled because it's gross. But yeah, it's literally got, that is just a mess of rods in there. Those are the crossheads for the second engine. This physically hurts. This locomotive hurts to look at. And then it's got like stepped axles to have cranks. I wonder if you can run the engines separately or not, or if they're always just running. Like, is it always 4-cylindering?
This one's gunky.
It is gunky. It's weird. It is.
What?
Kriegslok.
What?
This is what we're gonna see running in Bosnia.
Not this
I like its little blinders.
Well, that's what
So it doesn't get
that's what sets it off as a creek.
Well, lots of engines have those too, but.
It's got blinders so it doesn't get spooked. Like a horse.
And it's got cute little flange protectors. That thing is flat clapped. It's a little tired. But based on the other work that they've been doing inside, I bet it's on the list to restore. And it's got the weird Easy Vision tenders. These engines are so cool. The German cabs were all standardized. So each one of these cabs is the same basically, at least in terms of structure.
It's the train cops. Here to arrest you.
European horns are a mistake. Do we finally have equalized suspension? Do we have to thank the Germans?
Is this one a wiener?
We have equalized suspension. Ladies and gentlemen, Germany, it's German engineering at its
It sure says
finest.
a lot of words.
It's so spindly. Like, it's really tall, but you could park a bus in the middle of it. And viewers, don't park your locomotive in Slovenia. They'll leave it up on blocks.
Ripperoni.
It's supposed to be a Mikado. And it's just, the number 1 is just gone. But why? This will give us a great view of locomotive frame construction, though. You can see the taper built into the frame jaws that would hold the driver box. You'd have the wedge on that side and the shoe on that side. And this is the crosshead that's not seen motion in an eon.
Are the ferns load bearing?
And that's probably genuine asbestos. So is that, probably.
Is the ferns
the ferns,
an important part of the engine?
the ferns are important for lubrication.
Lubricating.
You gotta
ferns.
have it's all natural bio steam cylinder oil. It's fermented.
Makes sense.
Yes.
There's one growing out of the boiler.
Is there really?
Yeah, oh, they're growing out of the boiler. Yeah, they are.
This is what happens when you leave your choo-choo full of water for 60 years. Ferns grow out of it.
You gonna go crawl under there?
I was halfway tempted to, honestly. We just did laundry, though. I don't need to make crazy, dirty clothes. I know. This place is rad. Look at this. Look at this MOW equipment. This is modern. So is this ballast. It's very fresh. I don't know what it does, but it's weird looking. Oh, it's got grinders on it. I don't know what the rest of this does. It's a grinder, but I don't know what else it does. It's pretty big.
It's looking for men online.
Grinder! Look, Duro Valley switches.
Are they really? You should probably pose by one of those.
You simply drive your little ore cart, your coal cart, into it, and then the elevator picks it up and then dumps it.
I told you, it was Choo Choo Bob's log loader.
It is. That's great. And the turntable, are you air powered? Perhaps, probably. Maybe it's hydraulic. It's cool. Oh, how the turntables.